What's good, y'all? Elvis here. So I feel like the world is literally ending. Like there's always some new catastrophe fighting to be the thing that's going to end us all. I feel like there's let's say there's three major calamities, right? And they all trying to squeeze through the door like three stooges and none of them get through. So I'm not super worried about what is going to be the thing that ends the world. But regardless of whatever the problem is, I believe I have a solution. I think barbers are superheroes and I think barbers are going to save the world. So just a little background, I've been a barber professionally, or let's say seriously, for the last 10-ish years, licensed for maybe 7, 8. I don't keep track no more. But when it comes to barbering, I run the whole gamut. I've been a hobbyist, a hustler, and a professional. And most people think barbering is about haircuts and shit and making money. But realistically, it's barely about that. It's really just about the art of building relationships. And barbers have been a thing that I've utilized to heal myself in a lot of ways throughout my whole life. A haircutter is somebody who cuts your hair. A barber is somebody who builds a relationship that transcends that transaction. A barber is a community leader. A barber is a mentor, a big homie. They're a craftsman, a tonsorial artist. They're a confidant. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody that you can trust past just the transaction. People that know me as a barber tend to be familiar with my Better Barbering series, as well as College of Better Barbering and other things I'll be trying to do. People ask me all the time, well, what is Better Barbering? And that's one of those things that I don't like to answer directly, because it's one of those things that I like to be open-ended. I want it to mean something to you. Kind of similar to my catchphrase, craft over clout. Like, I have my very specific meaning of what that means, but I like it being open-ended because people can feel seen through what their interpretation is. And then also it grows past me. I don't want something that is directly tied to me, because I want any ideas that I create to transcend whatever my biases and all these other things. I want it to mean something grander for the world. So when people ask me about what Better Barbering is, and I'll tell them what it means to me, but I don't want to push on what it should be to you. A little bit about me. Ever since I started cutting hair, people have always told me I was doing it wrong. And I'm a neurodivergent individual. My brain isn't wired like everybody else. If you give me a task, I'm probably not going to do it the conventional way, because I filter everything through my own lens. So when I took my approach to barbering, everybody's telling me I was doing it wrong because I was approaching it different. And I'm like, well, is it wrong or is it just different? And people didn't give me any kind of credit until they started seeing it work out in the way for me. People have had their own approach to the correct way of barbering for a long time. But I'm realizing now that it's an art. It has some business aspects of it, but anything humans do long enough becomes art. Your creative expression starts to leak through it. Your perspective starts to leak through it. It becomes more of an extension of you. So I started realizing the more as my soul started spilling out in my craft, I realized there's no right or wrong way to do barbering. There's just better barbering for you. So most of my content around Better Barbering has just been me explaining how I grew through the craft of barbering and my approach. And if there's a little piece that you can take, here you go, you know what I'm saying? If there's some ingredients I can get from your recipe, incorporate it into my own sauce, let me go ahead and get that, you know what I'm saying? Better Barbering is basically self-improvement through the craft of barbering. That looked like many different things in different seasons. When I first started cutting hair, I wasn't really about interacting with people. I just wanted to do my art, and then, okay, well, this human interactions thing I had to deal with to get to the result. And then after years of building a business around, let's say, what I wanted out of it, I started feeling a little empty. Like there was something else that I wanted to pursue. And I thought I didn't want to do barbering. And then I realized barbering is one of those things that can be molded and shaped into whatever shape I needed. At first, it was something that was getting me to branch out socially and other things. And then I started trying to branch out creatively, wanted to do different haircuts, wanted to be around creative people. Just through the different seasons, I realized that my skill wasn't growing as a function of how much time I was spending in something. My skill was growing as a result of me deciding to challenge myself in new ways. Barbering helped me iron out personal boundaries. Barbering helped me realize the life I wanted to create for myself and develop agency towards that. But most recently, I'm kind of coming to terms with me being a workaholic. Barbers kind of turned into this introspective spiritual practice for me. Now the focus of my craft is to slow down, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily get less work done, but me be more involved and more present in the work that is being done. Not just stacking more work on top. One season, barbering was how I was tapping into myself, you know what I'm saying? Learning myself better. Another season, it became something that I was using to escape myself through workaholism. Now it's getting back into a season where I'm exploring new aspects of myself, aspects that I didn't think existed. And I'm an introspective ass person. Like I'm a kind of person where, like, a therapist, I have a really hard time telling me shit that I don't know. But in real time, I'm seeing how little that I really know over time, the more I learn about myself. And the more I learn about myself, it allows me to connect to other people deeper. The more you can understand yourself better, the easier it is to understand the people for you better. So now it's a thing that's transcended all my relationships. And I think barbering has saved my world, at least. And I think it can contribute to saving everybody else's world, because like barbering might be centered around haircuts, but it's really the art of building relationships. And those skills get rinsed and repeated in every aspect of your life. There's a general list of 6 human needs. That includes growth, contribution, love and connection, significance, certainty, and variety. At any point in my life where I felt like there was something that was lacking for me, barbering was something that supplemented resource for me. Like now I'm learning a lot about my attachment styles, and I'm realizing that there's a lot of needs that I didn't get met at an early age, and most of my life has been structured all around trying to fill those needs. Like I didn't realize until maybe 4 years into cutting hair seriously that my love languages are acts of service and quality time. And I've created a whole lifestyle, a whole business directly focused on that. Years past that, I started to realize, well, dang, like my life is full of acts of service and quality time. But what kind of connections am I having with these people? I'm realizing I'd much rather have somebody come to me because they need something from me as far as a resource than I am just somebody just seeing me as I am as I show up in the world, because I have my own wounds around that kind of shit. Like barbering is more about the art of relationships, and every relationship that you create is based off the relationship you have with yourself as well as with God. So developing those things were things that really added to the quality of my life and touched every other aspect of my life. And I think that's something that barbering can do for anybody / everybody. I don't think everybody should necessarily be a barber or whatever, but relationship skills are things that transfer to everything you do in life. As far as all the other human needs, like as far as love and connection, barbering then gave me a Justice League group of super friends, you know what I'm saying? People that I can connect to for real. And I'm still working through certain things because I realize I like connecting with people. I just like it at arm's length. Like, don't get too close. But that's some shit I'm actively working through and actively trying to heal through. I've realized that every time somebody is really dealing with some pain in their life, if the 6 needs are cups, the thing that's causing you the most pain in life are usually the cups that are empty. And over time, say I'm filling up my love and connection cup. I'm filling up my growth and fulfillment and whatever other cups. But whatever cup is the least filled is where I'm going to feel the most anguish in life about. So it's a constant process of pouring into the cups. Life gonna happen. Some cups gonna spill. Some of the liquid gonna evaporate. You know what I mean? Like nothing is static. It's always in flux. So life is something of a balancing act, and you're just redistributing energy. For me, barbering has been a spiritual practice. It's helped me get my mind right, my body right, my relationship with God. And keep in mind, that is in flux all the time because, I'm growing and I need to get humbled a lot. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I still got some ego to iron out. I think barbering is a superpower. I think barbers are superheroes, and I think they're saving the world one world at a time. Better barbering contributes to better quality connections. Better quality connections contributes to stronger individuals. Stronger individuals contributes to stronger families. Stronger families, stronger communities. Stronger communities, stronger nations, a stronger world. You know what I'm saying? It's not like all the problems will get solved, but all problems can't get solved. Problems don't actually get solved. They just get replaced with other problems. They're opportunities for optimization. So regardless of whatever new problems we're going to have that want to destroy the world in the future, I think higher quality connection between people is what's going to allow us to solve the problem, because nobody can do this by themselves. And that's ironic coming from me, because I'm the type of person, I will damn near crash out before I ask for a loan or for some help. That's what I'm working through, you know what I'm saying? I'm working through my feelings of inadequacy because I feel like if I can't do it myself, I failed, you know what I'm saying? But that's also something I felt for a very long time in my life. And now I feel it the least I ever have. And I really got to give props to God about that and how he works through my life in multiple avenues. And one of the biggest avenues has been barbering. But I also realized he's only been able to work through it that well because I am allowing myself to be taught through that avenue. I was about to quit cutting hair a good amount of times for a long time. I was about to retire again for the second or third time this year. But I'm realizing that a lot of times my desires are just giving me a cue to the underlying need that I need, or that I need to get met in the future, versus what I'm doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Our feelings and our thoughts are really just indicators. The first level thoughts and the first level feelings you have are almost always a trap, because your emotions and your thoughts are both lenses for interfacing with the world. You're not supposed to use any one exclusively. If you're too much in your emotions, you're not gonna make logical decisions. You're too much in your thoughts, you're not gonna let emotions lead you to where you're supposed to. Because a lot of the emotions that we feel is just like intuitive knowledge. It's knowledge that we don't have the language to describe. It's not something to completely intellectualize and negate, but it's also not something to completely trust at face value. We're just given multiple dialects of understanding and different tools to navigate on this plane. That's all I really had to say today. I think Barbers gonna save the world, you feel me? If you don't already know, I'm doing consultations. I got a Patreon, you know what I'm saying? If you want some barber game, check out my Patreon. I got many online courses as well as hella barber game videos for a suspiciously low monthly price. But then also, if you want to get a one-on-one consultation, there's a link in the bio, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't already followed your boy, go ahead and follow me at Cuts by Elvis, at Better Barbering. I was gonna say on Instagram and TikTok, but I think TikTok out of here. It might be back. I'm not tripping about it. If you like that, but if you got any value, feel free to like, leave a comment, share with people, you know what I'm saying? But till next time, crapped over clout, I'm out.